Before Zeus, before the Titans, before even the earth itself existed, there was nothing. Just an endless, empty void called chaos. No light, no sound, no life. Just darkness stretching forever in every direction. But from that darkness, something stirred, and what came next would eventually produce the most powerful beings the universe had ever seen. This is the story of how everything began. From chaos came the very first beings of existence. First was Gaia, Mother Earth herself. Then came Tartarus, the dark abyss deep beneath the earth. Then Eros, the god of love and attraction, whose power would influence gods and mortals for eternity. But chaos wasn't done. It also produced Erebus, the darkness of the underworld, and night, the darkness that covers the earth. From Erebus and night came two children, Ether, the heavenly light, and Day, the earthly light. And night alone gave birth to some of the most terrifying forces known to existence: doom, fate, death, sleep, dreams, and nemesis. These were not just concepts. In Greek mythology, they were real beings, walking forces of nature that no god or man could escape. Meanwhile, Gaia, the earth, gave birth on her own. First she created Uranus, the starry sky, then the mountains, then Pontus, the sterile sea. But then something changed. Uranus became her mate. Together, this primordial couple, sky and earth, produced some of the most extraordinary creatures ever imagined. They had 12 titans, powerful beyond measure, 3 cyclopes, enormous wheel-eyed giants of terrifying strength, and 3 hecatoncheires, creatures with 50 heads and 100 arms each, beings so monstrous that even their own father could not stand the sight of them. Uranus was a harsh and cruel father. He hated the hecatoncheires, and in his rage pushed them back into Gaia's womb, forcing her to carry them against her will. Gaia writhed in agony, and in that pain she made a decision: she would have her revenge. Gaia fashioned a sickle from flint and called upon her children to rise against their father. The Titans and Cyclopes were terrified of Uranus and refused, all except one, the youngest Titan, the boldest of them all, Cronus. That night when Uranus came to lie with Gaia, Cronus was waiting in the darkness. He ambushed his father, struck him down with the sickle, and castrated him. From the blood that fell to the earth, new beings were born: the Furies, who punish crimes, the ash tree nymphs, and the race of giants. And from the severed flesh thrown into the sea, the foam produced one of the most beautiful beings ever created, Aphrodite, goddess of love, who floated gently ashore at Cyprus. Uranus, mutilated and defeated, either withdrew from the world forever or perished. But before he left, he made one final prophecy: that Cronus and the Titans would one day face the same fate he had suffered. A sun would rise, and everything would fall. Cronus was now king of the world. He imprisoned the Cyclopes and the hecatoncheires deep in Tartarus and established his reign over the cosmos. He married his sister Rhea, and under his rule the Titans flourished and produced many offspring. But the prophecy of Uranus haunted him. Both Gaia and Uranus had warned him one of his own children would overthrow him, so Cronus made a terrible decision. Every time Rhea gave birth, Cronus took the child and swallowed it whole: Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, Poseidon. One by one, swallowed alive, trapped inside their own father. Rhea was devastated, but she was also determined. When she became pregnant with her 6th child, she made a plan. She traveled in secret to give birth, and when the child was born, she wrapped a stone in swaddling cloth and handed it to Cronus. He swallowed it without question. The child, hidden, protected, growing in secret on the island of Crete, was Zeus. Zeus grew to manhood surrounded by nymphs, hidden from his father's knowledge. When the time came, he sought out the Titaness Metis, who gave him a powerful emetic potion. Disguised as a cupbearer, Zeus served the potion to Cronus, and one by one, Cronus vomited up every child he had swallowed. Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, Poseidon, all alive, all furious. Together with Zeus, they rose against Cronus and the Titans. The battle that followed lasted 10 years, a war so violent that the elements of nature themselves raged without control. Neither side could win. Until Zeus descended into Tartarus and released the Cyclopes and the Hecatoncheires. Grateful and powerful, the Cyclopes gave Zeus his greatest weapons, thunder and lightning, and the Hecatoncheires hurled mountains at the Titans like boulders. At last the Titans were defeated, Cronus was bound in Tartarus, and Zeus condemned the rebel Titan Atlas to stand at the edge of the world and bear the entire weight of the heavens on his shoulders for eternity. But Zeus's victory was not yet secure. Gaia, enraged at the defeat of her Titan children, had one final weapon, a dragon with 100 heads that never slept. A monster so terrifying that even the gods fled in panic. How Zeus faced that monster, and what happened next on the road to becoming the undisputed king of all creation, that is a story for next time. If you want to know how the gods of Olympus truly came to power, subscribe to Gods and Legends. The story is just getting started.